Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Keeneland Close-Up, and I'm Mike Battaglia. We had just a big day of racing yesterday on opening day, and maybe even a bigger day in store this afternoon. 6 stakes races this afternoon, including 2 Grade 1 races, the Dixie Anna Breeders' Futurity and the Shadwell Turf Mile. Take a quick look at the Dixie Anna Breeders' Futurity first. It's a race for the 2-year-olds going a mile and a 16th, and got a field of 11 in here. It's a very solid field. I made JB's Thunder a slight favorite, 4-1. Anytime you got a 4-1 favorite, you know it's a very wide open race. JB's Thunder just looks so good breaking his maiden in his first start at Saratoga. Santiva is a maiden in there from Todd Pletcher's barn, who happened to run second at JB's Thunder, but the fact that Pletcher puts a maiden in this race speaks volumes about this horse. He could be tough. And a couple of horses that have already won stakes races, maybe so, maybe not, who won the Sanford Stakes at Saratoga from the barn of Mike Maker, and Major Gain won the Arlington, Washington Futurity last time out. Wayne Catalano trains him, so just a wide open field in the Dixie Anna Breeders' Futurity. All right, moving forward to the Shadwell Turf Mile. Only 6 horses going postward in the Shadwell, but this is an excellent race. Let's take a look at the starters in the Shadwell Turf Mile, Grade 1 race. Number 1 is Get Stormy. Get Stormy, owned by the Sulamar Stables and trained by Thomas Bush. Javier Castellano aboard. Get Stormy's good right now. He's coming off back-to-back wins at Saratoga. Also has a win under his belt over the Keeneland Turf Course, 3-1 on the line for Get Stormy. The outsider in the field is Acting Zippy, owned by Don Bennett and Carl Bowling. William Bennett is the trainer, 20-1 on the line. Eddie Martin rides this one, coming off of a 2-length win at Hoosier, but he'd really have to step it up to be able to compete with these horses today in the Shadwell. Number 3 is an interesting horse, Courageous Cat, owned by Pam and Martin Wygott and trained by Bill Mott. Courageous Cat, if you remember last year's Breeders' Cup Mile, this horse just ran a huge race. He got beat by Goldikova, the great Goldikova, who's going to be the favorite again this year. He came back and won the Canadian Turf, a Grade 3 race. They then shipped this horse to Dubai. He didn't fire at all in the Dubai duty free. That was back in March. Bill Mott's bringing him back off of a series of works back at the mile distance on the turf. This horse is probably the one to beat. Pat Valenzuela is aboard. P-Val up 3-1 on Courageous Cat. The favorite in the race is Gio Ponti. Gio Ponti, last year's turf champ. The last time you might have seen this horse was when he finished second to Zenyatta in the Breeders' Cup Classic on the pro ride surface at Santa Anita. Back to his favorite surface. Now, this horse has not had a year this year like he had last year. He was the champion last year. This year he's had 5 starts, only 1 win, 3 runner-up finishes. He's coming off of a 2nd place finish in the Grade 1 Arlington Million, but he really should get some help in this race. Gio Ponti is a horse that likes to come from off the pace. The pace in here should be very quick. I think in his last couple races, Gio Ponti has been really hurt by the slow pace in front of him, but this is an excellent horse. Christophe Clement is the trainer, owned by the Castleton Lions Farm. 7-5 on the line. Gio Ponti has won 10 out of 21 starts, and he's 9 for 17 on the turfs, cutting back to a mile here this afternoon. Society's Chairman is next. He's a 12-1 shot on the line. Roger Atfield trains this one. Julien Leperoux is aboard. This is another horse that runs very well on the turf. He's been in 18 starts on the grass, been in the money in 13 of those races. Likes the Keeneland Turf Course. 4 starts here with 2 wins and a 3rd, but he is taking a step up in class, although he ran very well here in April. He was 3rd in the Maker's Mark behind Carillion and Court Vision. So Roger Atfield has a very good record shipping horses in here for big races, and Julien Leperoux is aboard. Society's Chairman, 12-1, but I think a long shot with a bit of a chance. Completing the field for the Shadwell Turf Mile, the Grade 1 Shadwell Turf Mile, is Enrichment, owned by the WC Racing Westside Renselcom and trained by Doug O'Neill. Doug O'Neill's done a great job with Enrich. This is a 5-year-old who is at the top of his game right now. He's the speed in this race. He might be the one to get out there and get the lead. When Garrett Gomez gets to the front and makes an easy lead, he's always very tough to catch. And this horse is coming off of a win in the Del Mar Mile. Grade 2 race at Del Mar, of course. So he's 7-2, the fourth choice behind Gio Ponti, Get Stormy, and Courageous Cat. But for a small field, for a 6-horse field, this field is very wide open. It's an excellent renewal of the Grade 1 Shadwell Turf Mile. Whoever wins this one, I think, is going to be a factor, of course, in the Breeders' Cup Mile. But again, when you get to the Breeders' Cup Mile, you're going to have to contend with Goldikova. She's won it 2 years in a row, and she's the favorite for a three-peat. So whoever comes out of this race could be the main contender to go against Goldikova in the Breeders' Cup Mile. So that's the field for the Shadwell Turf Mile. I'll be back to make a pick right after this short break.